Hey guys, it's Jonah here, back with another beer review, and it's another one of those ones where I'm mopping up. It's the final beer from the Beer on Trend Beer 52 box. You know how I like Beer 52, and I drink a lot of their beers basically, and I do a lot of reviews as well. But hey, I put the magazine away because unfortunately, especially in this magazine, they've got hardly anything to do with any of the breweries involved in the beers. And they've got some other sort of things like cycling and weird stuff. But anyway, the magazine's usually pretty good, but that particular one, not so good in my opinion. Anyway, never mind, because we're going to drink some beer. And we are doing this one. It's Two Tribes IPA or AIPA. It says it's a Brewer's Edition European Pale. And basically, the reason, oh, I've chosen the wrong finger. The reason it's AI is because apparently the can art even says so on the back. I'll show you. The can art was made by an AI. Brewer's Edition. This beer is a 360-degree creation. Blah blah blah. The recipe. Um, Oh, as well as the can art. So it's the recipe using an AI. Man, it's going to kill us all. 4.5% on the ABV, brewed in London. Stay away from the pregnant ladies. All that usual kind of stuff. But yeah, I think this is quite good. Two Tribes. Look, there's a sort of. It looks a bit cut and paste kind of thing. Look, there's the Red Hot Chili Peppers thing, which is always good. Um, yeah, the label. I don't think the label is that good, in my opinion. But never mind. So, why is it a European pale? What the hell does that mean? Well, it means that they've used both hops and malts from different places within Europe. And I'm reading off the screen over here. So I'll hold up the can again, and you guys can look at that wonderful AI, thing. Yeah, so we have got Mandaria Bavaria, which is yeah, Bavarian hop, I guess, UK Cascade, and Endeavour hops. But interestingly, the malts, we've got Vienna malt, which is common, Golden Promise, which is, British malt. It's got some wheat malt in, but it's got a unique one called Chateau Castle Biscuit. A Chateau Castle? Isn't that a double thing? A double entendre, maybe? Don't know. But anyway, so lots of different malts, lots of different places in Europe. It's like anti-terroir, you know. Usually we say keep things local, but this is keep things European, which we've done in the UK, of course, by doing Brexit and that kind of stuff. So weird. So I wonder who these guys voted for in that referendum. Black cap, silver bottom. This one has definitely been in the fridge because this one was very taut when I pulled it out of the box. I kind of mixed some of the boxes together. Oh, Jesus. There we go, look. And that's a pressure test as well. So, what will happen if I do that? Will it release the pressure? Just foam. Wow. That is why, dear viewer, I do the pressure tests. Because things like that happen. And look, it's doing some weirdness. Look, can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that as well as see it. That is pure head being forced through the minuscule things. So I think I'll give it one more try, and if it's still fizzing, which it is, right, dear viewer, I'm going to cut away and come back miraculously with a full glass of beer. I'll see you soon. And there we go, as if by magic. We have just under 2 fingers worth of fluffy white goodness. And is that going to work? Oh, it might do if I turn this if I turn this thing, the thing, a little bit like that, it'll be one of those, which will be the picture of this video. Now, you can see, dear viewer, why a seasoned, acknowledged perhaps, beer reviewer like me puts their beers into the fridge, especially when they've had them a while, especially when there's any kind of hint of it being a taut can. Very untaught, that one. But yeah, that's what happened. And I literally went, and it just went, as you saw. There is often method to my madness, or it's just madness. Nice fluffy bubbles, lovely head, golden beer that you can kind of not see through, but you can discern colours through and objects and things. It's not perfectly hazy, but it is hazy. There's some lovely kind of the lovely aroma. It must be the mandarina. Getting some lovely kind of mandarin citrus kind of things going on. And UK Cascade, interesting. Right. Without further ado, dear viewer, do all the things like click like and subscribe and follow me and all that kind of nonsense. But it's another week. Chin chin. Let's dive in. Whoa. Wow. So there's a lot of kind of grapefruit zesty kind of things and juice and pith. Quite sour bitterness up front. Instantly followed by some greenery, but it's light greenery. It's not quite hedgerow. This, I guess, must be the UK Cascade, or perhaps the Endeavour, maybe. Not too sure about that one, but it's really green. There's green herbal vegetal things going on, which is nice. Then, as you sort of pert your lips and or purse your lips even, and then do all that kind of stuff, you're getting that that bitterness again, and it's like a zest bitterness. It's quite pronounced. Is it nice? I don't mind a little bit of bitterness, to be honest, but this is kind of borderline. But it's fresh and zesty. That's the weird thing. Considering this beer has probably been in the house, in the gaff, for 4 months, maybe, something like that. Interesting. Oh, I was going to say it tastes metallic, but maybe that's the AI influence in there. It's almost a bit, that bitterness is almost like licking a battery bitterness. Do you know what I mean? That lemony kind of thing. Oh, I didn't do a lacing check. Getting out of myself. Not too much to speak of. So for once, I'm gonna do a spinneroonie. Obviously, that's going to generate some head, but it might generate some aroma too. For something for which this glass is, worthwhile doing. Wow, yeah, that is super bitter, and it lingers, which is a bit weird. Not sure I like this. So AI program, bot, whatever you want to call yourself, your recipe, not so good. I'll tell you what else there is. There's a bit of a background. I hadn't really thought about it before, but there is a bit of a sort of rye kind of malt backbone. You can get, it is quite hop forward. let's just say that. But you can pick apart, mainly in the kind of aftertaste, you can pick out a little bit of that maltiness. Interesting more. And Golden Promise, pardon me, very gas, as you know. Golden Promise is an interesting malt. Yeah, yeah, it's an interesting choice. There are other options with regards to UK malts. Yeah, Optic is the other one that's slightly different. It's not the usual kind of malt that people use. Golden Promise, Optic, Chevalier as well. Heritage malts. Plumage Archer, anyone? It's not in here though. Oh, now it's changing again. It's a little bit more creaminess in there, so maybe my taste buds have fired and are now, it's going to take them a few minutes to work their courage back up to fire again. If you look up synapses, if you're interested in such things, yeah, once things fire, it does take a while for it to get back to be shocked by a beer like this. So now I'm getting a creaminess. It is still hoppy. The green hoppiness is still there, but that bitterness has kind of gone off a little bit. Yeah, which is nice. So now I'm kind of getting that wheat, but also that kind of, yeah, that kind of bready, biscuity type thing. It's not as much as rye. Please don't think that this is a rye beer, because it isn't. But anything that uses some unusual malts, if you get used to drinking the same old boring malts like Two-Row and blah blah blah, Marisol boring, when you start putting different ones in, you really do taste it. It's interesting. It was interesting to me as a beer drinker, a beer connoisseur, I was going to say, but that's a bit pretentious. And that's my middle name. Yeah, interesting, interesting. Not my favourite beer of all time, not my favourite beer of the box, but that is the IPA European Pale. It should have said European Hazy Pale, but never mind. Brewers Edition, 4.5%. If you can get one of these, or if you've tried one of these, let me know in the comments down below what you thought, because that is quite a unique, strange beer. And it's not bad. It's just different. It's yeah, it's a strange beer. Anyway, we live in strange days. This has been your loving Uncle Jonna, drinking beers and holding your hand so you guys don't have to. Go and drink some beer this week. I'll be drinking some. So catch up on me if you can't make it out. The weather's atrocious in the UK, especially if you're down south. If you're up north, it's even worse. So why not, yeah, put another piece of wood or log on the fire, cozy up with your loving Uncle Jonna, and we'll be back with more beer reviews real soon.